Is your pellet grill struggling to climb to temp, or sinking into thick white smoke and dying right in the middle of a cook? Everybody reaches for the controller or blames a bad bag of pellets, but there's a part working hard back there that almost nobody thinks about. It's the combustion fan, a little 30-watt blower about the size of your fist that forces air into the fire and pushes heat all around your barrel. When it weakens, your fire starves, and your temperature goes right down with it. Stick with me a few minutes and you'll know exactly what it is, why it quits, how to keep it spinning strong, and how to tell a dying fan from a clogged firepot, plus a few FAQs that trip up even seasoned grillers. Safety first. This fan sits right under the fire, so unplug the grill and let it cool completely before doing any work. Let's jump in. Let's talk about what it is and how it works first. We'll get clear on what this fan actually does before we go fixing it. Meet the combustion fan. You'll also hear it called the induction fan, the draft fan, the blower, or the convection fan. Same part, different names. It's a small AC motor, about 4.5 inches square, with a set of white plastic blades on the front and a couple of metal mounting arms. It bolts in low on the grill, right behind or beneath the firepot. Its whole job is to force air into the fire and move that hot air all around the barrel. Lose it, and your fire can't breathe. You get a weak, smoky, low-temp cook, and eventually no fire at all. Start with the fan blade. That white plastic impeller. It's the part that actually moves the air, forcing it into the fire and circulating the heat. Spinning it is the motor, a simple shaded pole AC motor. It runs flat out the whole time the grill has power. There's no speed control. The motor shaft rides on small sleeve bearings. They're tiny, they run hot, and they spin every hour the grill's on, so they're usually the first thing to wear out. And feeding it all is the power wire with its 2-pin connector. Power hits the motor spins the blade feeds your fire. Dead simple. Now let's look at some common failures. 2 things kill these fans, and you can usually hear the first one coming. Number 1, worn bearings. Those little bearings run hot and spin for every hour your grill is lit, and over time the lubricant cooks right out of them. Dry bearings start to drag, so the motor grinds and rattles, the blade slows down, and your airflow drops off. Keep running it and the bearings seize completely. The blade stops, the fire suffocates, and the grill quits. The good news is, this one warns you. That grinding or rattling is your fan telling you it's on the way out, weeks before it actually dies. Number 2, ash, grease, and moisture. This fan lives in the dirtiest, dampest spot on the whole grill. Ash and grease cake onto the blades until they're heavy and out of balance, so the fan wobbles, rattles, and pushes less air. And because it sits down low, rain and humidity get at the wire connector, where corrosion builds up and chokes off the power. Both of these starve your fire the same way a worn motor does. Except here, a good cleaning often brings the fan right back. That's exactly why we always check the cheap stuff first. Here's what catches people out. A pellet grill isn't really a smoker. It's a convection oven that happens to burn wood. And this little fan, not the controller, is what actually moves your heat. The controller just decides how many pellets to drop. It's the fan that turns that fire into an even, circulating heat all the way around your food. So when the fan weakens, it isn't only your fire that suffers. Every temperature on that dial goes soft and unreliable. That's why a tired fan can wreck a cook even when everything else checks out. Respect the blower. Let's get into some maintenance. You can't stop a fan from wearing, but you can keep it from dying early. Here are 3 habits. Habit 1, keep it clean. Every few cooks, when you're cleaning out the firepot, take a shop vac to the whole firepot and fan area and pull out the loose ash. 2 minutes, that's it. Ash is the enemy here. It piles up on the blades and works its way toward the bearings. And that's exactly what throws the fan out of balance and wears it down early. Keep the ash out, and you take the single biggest strain off your fan. Habit 2, keep it dry and check the plug. Because this fan sits down low, water and grease collect right where its wire connector lives. Once a season, unplug that 2-pin connector and look for green or white crud on the contacts. See any? Clean it off and add a small dab of dielectric grease to seal moisture out. And just keep your grill covered between cooks. A cheap cover does more for this fan than anything else. What you don't want to do is hose the grill down and leave that connector sitting wet. Habit 3, listen at startup. This one's free. Every time you fire up the grill, give it 10 seconds and just listen. You're after a steady, smooth whoosh from the fan. A new rattle, a grind, or a whine that wasn't there last week is your early warning that the bearings are drying out. Catch that sound now, and you can order a fan and swap it on your own schedule, instead of finding out the hard way halfway through a brisket. Now let's troubleshoot. Whether it's noise or weak heat, we'll work it from the cheapest fix to the surest one. First symptom, noise. You fire up the grill and hear grinding, rattling, or a high-pitched whine coming from the firebox. First move. Unplug the grill, pull the fan, clear any ash or grease off the blades, and spin the blade by hand. If it spins smooth and quiet and the noise is gone, you just had buildup. Clean it and you're done, no parts needed. If it still grinds or feels rough and notchy as you spin it, that's worn bearings, and a noisy fan only gets worse from here. Start budgeting for a new one. Next symptom, weak fire and low temps. Your grill lights but can't climb to temp, or it's pumping out thick, billowy white smoke and running cool. That's starved combustion air, and there are two suspects. Suspect 1 is a fire pot packed with ash, blocking the air holes. Clear that first. It's free. If the pot's clean and you're still struggling, hold your hand near the fan at startup and feel for strong airflow. A weak breeze, or none, with a clean pot points the finger right at the fan. And a choked fire overworks your igniter too, so don't let this one ride. The expensive one, a fan that won't spin at all. No whoosh, no hum, and the grill can't get its fire going. Before you buy a thing, check the cheap stuff. Unplug the grill and make sure that 2-pin connector is fully seated and not corroded or melted. A bad plug looks exactly like a dead fan, and a connector costs a few bucks. Reseat it, clean it, try again. Still dead silent with good power reaching it? Then the motor's gone, and it's time for a new fan. It's a low-cost part, and it's usually 4 screws and 1 plug to swap. About a 20-minute job you can do yourself. Finally, let's hit some FAQs, a few questions we get at the counter all the time. First question, is the combustion fan the same as the convection fan? On most pellet grills, yes, one fan does both jobs. It forces air into the fire pot to feed combustion, and that same moving air circulates heat around your barrel. A few larger or higher-end grills split those into 2 separate fans. So before you order, take a peek at your grill. If there's one fan back by the fire pot, that's your part. If you've got a separate blower somewhere else, make sure you know which one's actually giving you trouble. Second question, are pellet grill fans universal? Close, but no, they all do the same job, but the blade direction, the bracket shape, the voltage, and the connector all change from brand to brand and even model to model. This Camp Chef fan, for instance, fits a big slice of the Camp Chef lineup, the Woodwind, Smoke Pro, Pursuit, and more, but it is not a drop-in for a Traeger or a Pit Boss. Don't eyeball it. Match it to your make and model, and you'll get the right air, the right direction, and the right fit. Last one, how long should a combustion fan last? Treated well and kept clean, you'll get many seasons out of it. We're talking years, not months. What shortens that life is heat and ash. A fan caked in gunk, or one that's been screaming for help and run anyway, won't make it as long. And here's the part that surprises people. A fan rarely dies all at once. It gets loud first. So that noise we keep coming back to isn't just annoying. It's your fan quietly telling you how much time it has left. Before you order a single part, find your grill's data plate. Write down 4 things: the brand, the model, the serial number, and the manufacturer's date if it's listed. Here's why that matters. With those numbers, you can pull up your owner's manual and match the exact part number from the parts list in the back. So you order the right part the first time, not a close guess. And it's the same information you'll punch into our website to land a guaranteed fit. On most pellet grills, the plate is in one of 3 spots: the back or underside of the hopper, inside the hopper lid, or under the barrel on a cart leg. Find it, snap a clear photo with your phone, and keep it handy. Here's the easy part. Head to the website, pick your manufacturer, then pick your model, and every part on that page is guaranteed to fit your grill. No guessing, no cross-referencing part numbers, no wrong fit returns. Punch in the make and model you just wrote down, find your fan, and if you order before the afternoon cutoff, it ships the same day. That's it. That's part 4 of Pellet Grill Parts. We stock combustion and induction fans, replacement fan blades, Molex connectors, and the wiring to go with them for Camp Chef, Traeger, Pit Boss, and more. Every order over $99 ships free. It's backed by a 90-day warranty, and it all comes from a team that's been behind the same counter for over 15 years. Links in the description. Subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll see you next part.